pass, would you? Did she put it in here?
I looked it up real good.
Okay, she
I
did.
sent you something on there too.
Okay.
No, no, you did. Because I
And,
remember looking it up.
and she should have put the 14th.
And I think
No,
I
she did.
checked it as
She
well.
changed it to the 14th.
Ready? Let's go.
If you have a citizen to be heard form, would you please fill it out and turn it to to our city clerk, interim city clerk, please, Ms. Bronson. Citizen to be heard form. You can obtain one from outside on the outside of the door. Manager, would you and is Chief Baker here for the invocation? Okay. It is 6:36, and I call to order this regular city commission meeting for Tuesday, October 14th at 6:36. We will have an invocation by Chief Baker, and then the Pledge of Allegiance, and then the roll call. So would you please stand?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for life, health, and strength. We thank you for waking us up this morning, starting us on our way, clothing us in our right mind. Lord, as this meeting go on, let your will be done. Continue to bless this board and let them do what's right by your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Brunson, would you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Dr. Robert Woods, District 1. Here. Commissioner Devontae Knight, District 2. Here. Commissioner Ronte Harris, District 3. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Lane Stevens, District 4.
Here.
Mayor Dr. Beverly Nash, District 5.
Here. Thank you so very much. And we have some additions to our agenda. The Veterans Day is on November 11th, 2025. It's a Tuesday, and it falls on a commission meeting day, so we have to make some decisions about that. So Veterans Day. Also, Tallahassee State College expansion, Kent Street proposal. Veterans Day would be number 15. No, we got, it'd be 7 under new business. And Veterans Day Veterans Day would be 7. Tallahassee State College expansion would be 8. Trunk or treat. And also, we're going to add a customer service photo investigation, Chief Hill report. 10, yes. Commissioner Stevens?
If that's everything, I would move we adopt this budget with the additions of
Agenda.
the agenda, I'm sorry, with the, of these items: 7, Veterans Day; 8, Tallahassee State College; 9, trunk or treat; 10, customer service photo report by QPD.
And trunk,
I got trunk or treat.
trunk or treats, okay. Okay, second? It's been moved in second. Board member? No. Yeah. I brought it. No, I brought it. You can't remove something that I brought to the commission. We have to, but I'm not removing Boys and Girls Club. Commissioner, okay. It's been moved in second that we approve the agenda. Are you ready for the question? May I have a roll call?
Commissioner Dr. Robin Woods, District 1? Yes. Commissioner Devontae Knight, District 2? Yes. Commissioner Rontae Harris, District 3? No. Mayor Pro Tem Lane Stevens, District 4?
Yes.
Mayor Dr. Beverly Nash, District 5?
Yes. Motion to approve the agenda passed 4-1. Our next item is a proclamation to celebrate the careers in construction, and Mayor Pro Tem Stevens will read the proclamation.
A proclamation, whereas Careers in Construction Month is an annual month designated to increase public awareness and appreciation of construction trade professionals and the entire construction workforce. Whereas during this month, employers, associations, and schools are encouraged to conduct job fairs, panel discussions, and local community events to inform students of the vast employment opportunities in construction. Whereas the construction industry is one of the nation's largest industries, employing more than 11.2 million individuals in the United States. Whereas the construction industry needs to attract 500,000 new craft professionals by 2026. Whereas we are pleased to honor the construction craft professionals and the critical role they play in the development of our state of Florida. Whereas through the collaborative efforts that reach policymakers as well as local educators and high school students, our goal is to effectively address some of the issues that have contributed to chronic labor shortages and misperceptions of careers in construction to develop a skilled workforce for the future. Whereas the building industry is dedicated to enriching the educational experience of students by offering them firsthand exposure to the real world of the building industry through organizational membership, educational programming, and networking opportunities. Whereas the goal of the Careers in Construction Month initiative is to shift the public's negative perception about careers in the construction industry and provide opportunity and awareness for individuals who want to become trade professionals. And now, there I for Beverly Nash, Mayor of the City of Quincy, do hereby proclaim October 14, 2025 as Careers in Construction Month in the state of Florida, and I urge all citizens to join me in this special observance.
Do we have any individuals in the audience in the construction field? None present, but we celebrate those who are and who hope to be in the career of construction. No special board member, Commissioner Wood.
Thank you. For proclamations, make sure you add the other commissioners on there, not just the mayor. It should state all names of each commissioner as well. So just for future reference.
Thank you. Staff will attend to that. Special presentations, we have none. We have one item for consent, and that's the minutes from 9/23/2025.
Motion to
Commissioner Harris,
approve. Motion to approve the item for consent.
it's been moved in second that we approve the item for consent, which is the minutes for 9/23/25. Are you ready for the question? All in favor, say so. Commission Knight.
Just a friendly amendment to the minutes. Everywhere where there's Devontae, spelled D-E-V-O-N-T-A-Y-E, can we scrape that and just put Devontae, D-E-V-O-N-T-A?
Good looking out, Commissioner.
Good catch.
Correction. So it'll be approving with correction. All in favor of the motion to approve with correction, please state by saying yes or aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. We have no public hearing or ordinance. We have comments from the audience. Ms. Bronson, may I have any other sheets? I have one. Our first person is Michelle Simmons.
Good evening to the commission. As I begin, I would like to say that I see that Boys and Girls Club is on the agenda for tonight, and I strongly urge you all to consider the metrics and how many children will be served. As a little Quincy girl myself, being able to get to a facility in Quincy in this city limits. But with that being said, I stand before you tonight not just as a citizen, but as a witness to something far more dangerous than financial mismanagement or employee misunderstanding. It's the slow silencing of those who dare to tell the truth. In recent weeks, a private citizen raised concerns about how the Utilities Department is managing funds. Concerns that by law and by conscience deserve review and respect. Instead, that act of civic courage has been met with suspicion, retaliation, and public intimidation. Let's call it what it is. Rather, it's a citizen or an employee fears that when a citizen or an employee, are fearful of raising questions that will lead to their lives being dissected, their reputation attacked, or their past dragged into the public, that is not transparency. That is intimidation, and intimidation is how corruption takes root. Florida's Whistleblowers Act was written for moments exactly like this, to shield those who speak up about waste, mismanagement, or abuse from the powerful who would otherwise silence them. Retaliation, whether through employment consequences, character assassination, or public humiliation, is not only unethical, it is illegal. Likewise, under the Florida Ethics Statutes, any official who uses their position, title, or city resources, including letterhead, to attack a private citizen or employee acts outside of the bounds of public trust. The city seal and stationery belong to the citizens, not to the individual with opinions and vendettas. We cannot claim to serve the people while using the people's symbols to suppress them. So I ask you all tonight, are we more concerned about the messengers or the mess? Considering that a clerk allegedly stole money for burials, we would think that if there is some question of how finances are being handled, that we would check into it and reassure the citizens that the people in this chamber along this dais will do right to represent the citizens. I'm not here to point fingers or ask questions, only to ask that we operate with integrity and make sure that we use our voices to protect the people and the resources of this city, because that's who they belong to.
Next is Danielle Coley.
Hi neighbors, I'm Danelle. I live on Bonita Avenue here in Quincy. And I just have a couple of questions. Can you remind me where we post the meetings these days so that everybody can find us? Where are those posted?
On the website.
Are they?
Today's meeting was posted.
Oh, okay. I missed it as well. So thank you for clarifying, and we'll be sure to look forward to the next one on the website. Where is the budget that was approved? Does anybody know? No?
Can,
The budget?
can we answer your question at another time? I don't see the finance director. Oh, okay.
Super. I also have a question about the audit and where we are with that. I know that we set aside some money so that, 10,000. So I'm just kind of curious where we are with the audit. And where is our strategic plan? How about our capital outlay? Thank you for letting me ask the questions. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Derek Elias. You have two sheets, one to speak now and one to speak on a topic. Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you, Mayor. Derek Elias, P.O. Box 2171, Quincy. Not too long ago, the Quincy City Clerk was arrested and charged with certain offenses. Amongst them, she allegedly had something to do with some illegal activities as it related to cemetery plots. As a direct result of that, my father, who had purchased a cemetery plot, decided to look into whether it was still valid or not. Upon him taking a look into that, he was told there was no record of that. He called, he talked with folks, people were supposed to get back with him. No one ever got back with him, Mr. Ash. 3 weeks ago, I came and I stood right here at this very podium, and I brought this to all of y'all's attention, the very thing that I'm bringing to your attention now, with the expectation that somebody would get back with not me, at a minimum, him, especially in light of the allegations that are whirling around this particular aspect of the city. So as I stand before you tonight, I say to you, no one had just gotten back with him or me. So that's one thing, Mayor. So I'm going to ask my commissioner, and maybe even Commissioner Harris, since my father's in your district, to have this manager or someone to look into that matter. The second thing is, I was here 3 weeks ago. I couldn't help but overhear the city attorney when he said that he had been in a meeting with the city clerk's attorney. So I'm wondering, did you all direct your city attorney to meet with the clerk's attorney after the judge gave specific instructions for the clerk not to have any contact with the previous manager, any employees, or any city officials. As I last recall, the city attorney is a city official. So is he representing you all in some capacity as it relates to the city clerk? Is he representing the city clerk? I would like to know why an officer of the court would be in consultation with the fired, arrested, and charged city clerk if it was not at your behest. Then why was he meeting with them? Thank you, Mayor. And Mr. Knight, I'm going to ask you, because oftentimes we stand up here and we ask these questions, we don't get any answers. So I'm going to ask you as my commissioner if you would address that at some point in time tonight. Thank you.
Anthony Gaines.
Okay, first I want to start out. You talking about the money for the commercial businesses. I know for a fact that I sit on the advisory board as vice chair. And when I brought to the board about my 98-year-old auntie needing a ramp, I was told that you can't vote on it. I can bring it to the dais, but I couldn't vote on it. Are we letting Commissioner Stephen vote on the situation that he brought to the board a couple of weeks ago about commercial businesses? It is so. That's not legal nor allowed. My next thing is, we're talking about the Boys and Girls Club. We all know that the Boys and Girls Club is a property and a thing that's going on with the county. With all the property that the county has, they can't provide their own property. Excuse me? I'm gonna throw rocks and hide my hands.
Look, speak
No,
to
no,
the
we're not gonna do
dais.
that now.
No.
If you didn't say nothing to nobody that was out of order, if you gonna call me out, you gonna call the
No,
ones
I
out
said
in the back.
speak to the dais.
Friendship has nothing to do with business. That's my next thing.
I don't know what
We
you're
must
talking about.
separate friendship from business of the city of Quincy. We must separate friendship from the city of Quincy. It's not run off friendship. It ran and governed through the electricity that people are paying to the city, but it's never ran through friendship, first and foremost. Let's be clear. Now, my next thing is, put my glasses on, because I've been writing notes since I've been here. There's a thing going on for an IHEAP. I might not be saying that right, but IHEAP is a program governed through community actions that gives the city of Quincy citizens money to pay their accounts. From what I gather is there's some money that has been given to the city of Quincy, but has not been allocated to the citizens. Okay, people want to talk about transparency. Where is it? Where is it? Because they say if you automatically has been applied for this program, you automatically is qualified to get this money. The next thing about this, the money has been given to the city. The last thing, when will the people get it? We must represent the city of Quincy to its entirety, not as cause I'm friend with this person, I'm friend with that one, but I ain't friend with these over here. Because I tell y'all over and over, you ain't got to like me, but you're going to respect it. You're going to respect it. You can have the private conversations, and that's a lot of things that's going on now on the dais of this board. It's a lot of private conversation that violates the city of Quincy and its ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I knew you was coming. I knew you was
Thank you,
coming.
Mr.
I
Gaines.
knew you was coming. I knew you was coming.
Thank you.
I knew you were coming. But I know that they would talk more than 3 minutes. You would say it's her because y'all friends. But it's okay. The board of ethics coming.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines. Anessa candidate.
Hello, I'm Vanessa candidate. Address is 925 Arlington Circle. I am standing before you today. I'm not speaking as an employee, but I am speaking as a customer of a matter of public importance. And I do have a couple of questions in regard to the recent security breach involving the checks and the sensitive customer information. Because my husband and I checks was in that office, I have a couple of questions. The first question is directed to both the city manager and the mayor. Why have customers not been formally notified in writing on the city's official website or through the city's social media platform about this breach or security? Can either of you answer that?
That's a day-to-day question.
Mr. Ash, can you answer the question, please?
State the question again.
As a customer, I am asking the questions, why have we, the customers, have not been formally notified in writing on the city's official website or through the city's social media platform about this breach of security?
There has been a post on the city website about the breach of security.
When
about a police
was it posted?
investigation.
When was it posted? Is it out there? Can anybody?
It's
When
out
was
there.
it posted?
It was done like the day after the
Yeah, day after.
incident happened.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
My question to you, Mr. Ash, when was the city manager officially made aware of the incident?
Of the pictures taken,
When were you made aware of the incident?
you're talking about the pictures taken or
I'm
the
try- I'm-
reports not being done.
Either or.
The reports was that Thursday you were out, and the pictures was that weekend sometime.
Okay. Once the issue was discovered, were the checks immediately removed from the office to secure the customer's information?
No,
Okay. What,
no.
what specific safeguards has been developed and implemented to ensure this type of incident does not happen again and to make us customers feel safe with our information?
Well, you're locking your office now. You
Okay.
weren't prior to that.
I'm sorry?
You weren't prior to that.
Well, I'm not speaking as an employee,
I know.
so.
I'm answering your question.
Okay, very good. Who is responsible for enforcing and monitoring these new safeguards?
You're the customer service supervisor. You get the checks, you lock them in your office.
Are there any written safeguards?
No,
And who's responsible for writing those safeguards and making sure they're in compliance with the state of Florida?
that would be you.
Okay. Let me ask this
Yes.
question. Does your customer service supervisor report to a director?
Reports to the city manager.
And who's the city manager?
I'm interim city manager.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Candidate. Michael Clary. You have three other individuals.
Yes, three other
Ms.
than myself.
Judy Ware, William
Up
Walker,
to 10
and
minutes,
Paula.
but I won't need that much time.
Well, it's just naming the people that you're representing. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Clary, 1004 Brumby Street. You know, I'm really sick and tired of coming up here. You know, this is just almost unbearable. I've been praying and fasting for 3 days, you know, and what God revealed to me is, where am I in all of this? And that's the question. Where is God in all of this? I don't really see it. I don't see it in this leadership, and I just don't see it. So God gave me a word to share with you all as a reminder of where he's at in all of this. God says leaders should serve others. not rule over them, and be humble, trustworthy, and wise. Leaders are placed in authority by God and accountable to Him, while those being led are instructed to honor and submit to their leaders as long as they are serving in a way that is consistent with God's will. And I don't know what God you all serve, but the one that I serve, what's going on here is not consistent with God's will. Believers are also commanded to pray for their leaders, and I've been doing that tirelessly, 2-3 days in fasting, to provide wisdom and for the benefit of the community. Leaders serve, don't rule. Jesus taught that true greatness comes from being a servant, not a boss. Leaders should serve others with humility and selflessness, valuing others above themselves. Leaders are to be accountable. Leaders are accountable to God for their actions, words, and decisions. So with that said, when I stand before God, God's not going to ask me what somebody else did. God's going to say, what did you do? And that's a fate that we all will have to face. Leaders lead with integrity. Leaders should be trustworthy, fear God, and be resistant to bribery. Be an example. Leaders, regardless of age, should set an example in speech, conduct, love, faith, and purity. And some of the conduct that I have witnessed, particularly at that last CRA meeting, where people standing up and whispering to the mayor when it's a public forum. That's not good conduct. That's not conduct becoming of a leader. I'm almost remiss that sometimes I really don't feel the presence of God and righteousness in this leadership. And I just will be remiss if Mr. Ash, our city manager, consistently allow our mayor and mayor pro tem to interfere in everyday operations. And the reason I know that, all I have to do is listen to some of the things that you all say. And it's evident to me. Some members of the community may be deceived, but there are a group of us that see it for what it is. And we won't be silenced. We won't be silenced. We will hold you accountable in every way that we can. The city of Quincy government has become adversarial, just like the state of Florida and the federal government. They're targeting certain members at the city, people coming up and saying what this one did and what that one done, but there's really no evidence of it, and just spreading lies, falsehood, misinformation, using treachery, and even using the Gaston County Times to print out what information they give them and not all the details of the truth. And I'll just give you a prime example. The last time I read the Quincy Times about our former city manager, it said, terminated for no apparent reason. And that's the last that I read of it. No apparent reason. And it made me wonder. They print only information they give, and not all the details are the truth. Even when they do get the truth, and it's revealed, some people will not even accept that for what it is. And this customer service gate, that was, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. No special meeting was called regarding this breach at City Hall. Oh, but instead, a CRA special meeting was called. There was no comment for the individual that mentioned about this customer service gate. Okay. No mention to citizens that your private information was breached. Your private information was breached. No one came to the forefront. No special meeting was called for something as serious as that. Come on, folks. Now, y'all, come on. Come on. You know what I mean? The city of Quincy is in turmoil and peril. There's a group of folks out there that is desperately attempting to dismantle our government at its core. This is serious business here. And it's not just here. You know, information was passed from Georgia, across state lines, nationally, statewide, and some of these individuals are former and current elected officials, former and current law enforcement, ministers, teachers, and so-called prominent citizens. I don't need to call any names. They know who they are. They have attacked the very core of our democracy. This is our city. I care for this city. Some of you here do also care about this city. I grew up here, raised here, went off, came back, and this is what I come back to. The question is, how does the city of Quincy combat these individuals? Because this is a war in the trenches. And the city government has to take control. The answer is simple. Our leaders must stand up to them and take our city back. Stand up to them and take our city back. I hope tonight.
Ms. Clary, thank you.
No, I have 10 minutes.
She ran the clock at 9 minutes, and she ran 9 minutes.
How many I got? 9 minutes left? Oh, I got a minute. I hope tonight that the members of this dais have the courage and the vision that's necessary for the city of Quincy and its citizens. What has been happening here in the last 6 months has been disgraceful, shameful, and evil.
Thank you, Mr.
I'm
Clary.
almost finished.
Thank you.
How long will the citizens and members of this dais condone this behavior?
Thank you, Mr. Clary.
Let your voice be heard.
Thank
and
you,
your
Mr.
vote
Clary.
resonate not only at a local level, but
Mr.
a state
Clary,
and
thank
national
you.
level. Send a message.
Thank you.
Enough is enough.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Vanessa Betsy.
I was sent here by Miss Kimberly. She didn't know how to use that with my phone. So that's the only reason I'm here.
What paperwork are you talking?
Oh, me and my sister live on the same property. And I was trying to get some work done to my home, but they said that our property needed to be split, like with Earth Avenue and my avenue. And I live on 327 Washington. And it's like City County, and nobody knows who that is, and I don't call them. Nobody knows who that is. Yeah, and they told me I had to go to the property appraiser office to get it appraised, and I did that. Paid $1,400. And then when I got here, Miss Simmons said that I had to pay her $1,000. So I got the money order, but she said before I before she takes the money order, I need to give it to the board and let y'all see that property appraisal.
That's the thing to know, first, whether it's inaccurate.
Pardon? Yeah,
But she said she didn't know who to direct me to run it by the board, and then, once
Okay.
she started with me.
can the interim city manager get back with you
Yeah,
regarding
she
your
said
paperwork?
She didn't know who to, and she didn't want to take my check. She's like, "Here's still.
Okay,
I'm gonna keep it," but she didn't want to take my money without me talking to someone.
Did you bring an extra copy? We don't want to take
No,
your
I
money.
didn't bring up the copy. I just bought the one copy.
Miss Betsy, can the city manager get did you put your telephone number? We have your telephone number, and, yeah. And may we get back with you regarding what your next steps need to be? Okay, and I'll pass this on to the interim city manager. All
I
right.
don't really get you.
No,
That's what it's
Huh?
That's what it's
Is that your only copy? Okay, yeah, don't let him call you and make an appointment and make a copy of it for you, please. Because only copies, I don't want you to lose your only copy,
Right.
okay? So, we'll get back with you, please. Yeah, your number is 850-567-8998. I'm sorry. Seems like you need some help. Okay. Okay, thank you. Dr. Tracy Stallworth.
Apologize for my tardiness, guys. Excuse my appearance. I was on the farm doing some things. Dr. Tracy Stallworth, address is P.O. Box 1339, Quincy, Florida. Quincy, Florida 32353. I want to talk about a few things. I sent an email out to Dr. Nash and all the people that are on the dais. I think even the attorney might have. Kind of concerned. I didn't get a reply or a response from anybody. I think as elected officials, I think that we still have to take time to respond. Whether you just said received, I got it, move forward. It's nothing with personalities. We do it all day. So I want to bring that up. As a concerned citizen and a utility customer, I sent a letter. I'm going to restate it. I am demanding immediate action regarding a serious security breach inside the utility department. The secured office of a supervisor of customer service was unlawfully accessed. Confidential customer material, including paper checks and documents reasonably believed to contain social security numbers and all personal identifiable information were handled, photographed without authorization. I made out 2 customers that were on Facebook. Old Bethel Church and A.L. Hall. If I can do it, I can imagine what crooks can do. I had a friend that bought a house in Saudi Arabia, but somebody stole his information. Way in Saudi Arabia. I looked up some violations federally, 18 U.S.C. 1030, Computer Fraud Abuse Act, 18 U.S.C. 1028, Fraud and Related Activity in Connection with Identification Documents, 18 USC 641, theft or conversation of government property, interstate transmission, use of stolen data, wire fraud theories. Here's the deal. I talked to Director Interim Manager Nash. He said there's an investigation. Excuse my analogy, but if I took a picture of any of you guys using the restroom and posted it online, I'll be in jail right now. I'm just giving an example. You might not like my analogy, but I'll be in jail right now. And I think that someone needs to be held accountable because someone took those pictures and shared it. There is software out there with FDLE and the feds to really track data to find out who shared it. And Mr. Ash, I like you, but I think that you're too busy. And I think that we need to find somebody that can be an interim manager because you're running two offices. You're doing a good job, but I just think that you need to be in one area.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Stauber.
I just was, yeah.
Thank you.
May I say this one thing?
One sentence.
Can I get 12 free months of credit reporting agents to monitor my credit? I'm asking the board, can I get that?
The board has to make.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Ebony O'Brien?
Hi.
I
Ebony.
always can't read your writing.
I know, I write horrible, Ms. Nash, you know
sorry,
that.
Miss
Nash, you
Ebony.
know I write horrible. Ebony Denson, Brown, 385 East Jefferson Street, Swell. I have missed a couple meetings, so I don't know what's been discussed in the meetings. I did turn in a new application just in case, but I see you don't have no manager no more, so I don't know what's the outcome of that now. So can I just get something from the board of like what I need to be waiting on, or look for like some direction?
That's CRA meeting. We're not supposed to discuss.
Okay,
We'll get back with you.
so that's another meeting. What day is that meeting?
Uh,
Monday, 6 o'clock. Okay.
Thank you, on the 20th. Any other forums with citizens to be heard? Okay, moving to resolutions, no resolutions, no reports, requests by city manager, no reports from boards and committees. Items agended by commission. Our budget workshop is the item. Next item, interim city manager Ash.
Mayor, Commissioners, during the budget meeting, the balanced budget was approved, the commission has to come back to make modifications to the budget. What I would like to ask is a schedule or a timeline. Commission can do that. I suggest that we do it sooner rather than later because we've actually already entered the new fiscal year. I would somebody suggest maybe a couple of special meetings in October, maybe one in November, vice versa. So we do need to move on it so we get it finalized and so the employees know what the budget is.
Can we have Ms. Bronson send out availability? How many meetings are you talking about, Ms. Ash?
The commission had wished to speak with each department, so I was thinking that if you want to go through item by item within the budget, I'd suggest at least 3 meetings with each department to go through the budget. I really leave that up to the commission, whatever you wish.
Commissioner Harris? Also, there were other considerations by other commissioners regarding eliminations, reductions, as well as cuts. So if they can look at those lists as well and make some recommendations, I think that will be helpful.
We actually have the entirety of all the requests that were made, so we can go down, and so each item can be discussed as it goes in the line items.
All right. Ms. Bronson, would you send out availability for at least 3 meetings? You said, Mr. Ash, you said 3 meetings?
Yes, ma'am. Suggested that so that each department would have, and the commission would have time to talk about the budget in full.
All right. We'll get that done.
Mayor,
Commissioner Knight.
just through you to the interim city manager, are we currently in a freeze of all positions, vacant positions?
No, sir. The only positions that are frozen are positions that have not been funded. And I believe there were, I want to say, 7 or 8 positions that were brought before the commission that were not funded.
I think if we are trying to get a handle on this budget, especially looking for those cuts, it would be wise that we at least freeze temporarily those positions until we can get a handle on what the budget is actually going to look like with those reductions. But that's just my recommendation.
You're asking the manager to consider that as the departments bring their recommendations? Or how, what are you saying?
Just, I'm looking for, until we get a handle on this budget, just freeze all vacant positions within the city in the hiring.
But that's already.
He didn't make a motion.
We never lifted the hiring freeze. I just
Yeah.
want to put that out there
Oh,
before you
so-
start making
Yeah.
motions.
Yeah,
We never lifted it. There's still a hiring
So there was a freeze.
Yeah, there was a freeze, yes.
And, you know, but we never, we never, we never lifted it. It was already approved by this board, or this dais already, so.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
the
know what
last,
hiring is going on.
for the last budget session, we put in a hiring freeze.
Make sure.
So,
That's my comment. Thank you.
okay. Moving to the next item, building and planning fee schedule. Mr. Ash, interim
This was
city
a
manager.
request to add this to the agenda, and I actually forwarded all the commissioners the present building and planning fee schedule. I can't remember off the top of my head which commissioner asked that. Commissioner, sorry.
And also, you sent out the accounts receivable for September 1st, 2025 through December 13th for business, for building and planning as
Yes, ma'am,
well.
that was requested also.
Yes. Would you talk about the schedule that you have included in the packet? Are these new? These are old schedules?
Now, these rates have been changed in many, many years. I think that date is actually listed at the top of the rate.
Yeah, 2006, October 1st, 2006, when the fees were adopted. Commissioner Wood.
So, I asked you bring this before the agenda tonight, and the reason was because of what you just said, 2006, 2025. We need to look at our fee schedules. I thought that we already put I thought we were looking at our fee schedule, or maybe that was just for the utilities or the rec, I don't know, but we need to look at, the fees for the permits, look at other counties that are comparable to us, and you're gonna find that we are awfully low with our fees. This could help bring in a little bit more revenue. These fees, if they were done in 2006, it tells us that we need to make some adjustments to the fees. So that's why I brought it before the dais tonight. If you look at Mariana, look at, I mean, even Bluntstown. I mean, we need to come up a little bit. I know. But we need to look at these fees, Mr. Ash, maybe use a comparison between some of the other counties, and when you do that, you'll actually see that we are relatively low. Not saying we got to go up, astronomically, but we need to always go back and look at our fee schedules. As time goes on, things change, things are more expensive, so you expect that. So that's why I brought it before the dais tonight, because not only these fees, we probably need to even look at wherever we have a fee structure, look at the last time they were adopted, and then we need to look at increasing some of these fees so that it is comparable to a city of our size, because some of these are, and I won't get into, which fees are low, whatever, I'll let you do that. But if we look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And even some of the commissioners, if you guys kind of research some of these fees, you'll find that the city of Quincy is well below the radar. So that's what I wanted to bring up. Thank you, Mayor.
Also, on the documents, it has a revised date of April 10th, 2012. So there was an ordinance done to increase some of the fees. Am I correct in your research,
Mayor, I
Mr.
have
Ash?
research. I just got the information from the Building Planning Department.
Okay.
And Commissioner Wood was correct. The only department that has done upgraded fees in the past year or two was utilities. But I'll be glad to direct the different departments to do a thorough review of the fees and bring them before the commission.
Thank you.
Okay, if you would do that, please. Any other comments regarding fees? Again, we've increased our utility fees. That has been, no, I was going to correct myself. Utility service fees. Our utility service fees have been increased, are altered, and those have been posted on our website. And that was done by way of Mr. Ash and his staff. The next item is proposed ordinance. Commissioner Wood.
Okay, I'm going to ask, well, let me just preface it, and then I'll get Attorney Roberts to give his opinion. One of the things that I've noticed on the dais is that we tend to bring the same topics up over and over. Even through a failed motion, we will continue to bring that to the agenda, and we just keep bringing it to the agenda until we get the approval that we want. I would like us to consider, I know we have Robert's rules, I understand that. I know we have Robert's rule of order. However, I think that we need to consider having a reconsideration ordinance where we can talk about waiting periods for failed motions, because if we're going to continue to just put them on the agenda until we get the vote we want, we're never going to move forward in the process. And that's the one thing I don't think, Attorney, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Robert's Rules addresses a waiting period for bringing a failed motion, because it even says you can bring it back the very next meeting. And that, I just think we need to put, and I have some verbiage, that I could send, but I'm just saying we need to stop bringing things back to the agenda over and over and over again until we get what we want. And that's what I've seen since I've been up here. So, Attorney Roberts, what is the method? And I don't know that it has to be, I'm sorry, let me turn off. Not has to be an ordinance, or it could be some type of reconsideration, something that we need to do to stop these items from coming to the agenda over and over.
Attorney Roberts, would you share what you found out from the county and by way of Commissioner Wood? The next item is CDBG-DR Citizen Participation Plan. Interim City Manager Ash.
Yes, Mayor Commissioner, what I bring before you tonight is a request to adopt a citizen participation plan. This is in conjunction with the CDBG application, which we submitted for the downtown renovation. Part of the application process requires a plan to be in place. What the plan is for, it makes sure that there's transparency. It requires 2 public meetings for the process. All the different things like, you address bilingual speakers, handicap, publish a meeting ahead of time. Same thing we do for the commission here is what we adopted for the plan, but this would be specific for the downtown revitalization project. It's a requirement of the application we put in.
Would you go over the plan? You have it attached in a part of the...
Yes, ma'am. The plan is attached, which I put together. All the commissioners should have it. Basically, the first part of it talks about the citizen involvement in the program, making sure that the program is transparency and citizens know what's going on. They're able to ask questions. They're able to be involved in the process as it's being constructed. It actually sets up a citizen task force. They'd be able to speak on the program. It has the actual requirement for 2 public meetings, public notices, access to public information, bilingual and accessible provisions, plan to minimize displacement, citizen complaint procedure. It has everything. Like I said, it's just basically the same thing that we would normally have for a commission process. Yes, sir.
I offer a motion that we adopt the citizen participation plan for the CDBG DR program.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the citizen participation plan for the CDBG-DR clarification? Are you ready for the question?
Question.
All in favor, say so by saying aye or.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Next item is the approval of, veterans, I'm sorry, thank you. The Veterans Day, falls on Tuesday,
November 11th.
November the 11th, which is a commission meeting. So what is the pleasure of the diocese?
Mayor.
Commissioner?
Well, a motion that we cancel the November 11th meeting and reschedule for Thursday if possible.
What is it, Thursday?
13th? Was that the 13th?
Yes.
Got it good?
I would second that motion.
Fine.
It's been moved and second that we cancel the November 11th, Tuesday commission meeting and reschedule it for November 13th, which is a Thursday, 2025. It's been moved and second. All in favor, say so by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Tallahassee State College.
Yes, ma'am. We have representatives of the Tallahassee State College to speak on a request. They're actually talking about expanding the campus, and they're asking that there's some modifications be made to 10th Street, which is the street behind the college presently. So I'll open it up.
Well, good evening. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to us tonight. I believe I have a very simple request for you. But first, for the record, Mayor, let me say I'm Jack Baker. I'm a partner and principal in DAG Architects, which will be handling the project for Tallahassee State College. Living tonight is Don Herr. He's the facilities director with Tallahassee State College. And our civil engineers, Robert George and Clay Corson, are here if you have questions about our request. 2 years ago, Senator Simon requested that President Murdaugh expand to the max the Gadsden Center, offer more workforce development programs, and increase the maximum capacity classrooms we could get on that site. As an architect, when I look at that, I'm trying to figure out how to maximize our buildable area. If we can get permission to use on-street parking on Kent Street, which is just to the east of the Gadsden property, that gives me more buildable area to build classrooms. Very simple. So with that, I'll let Don explain to you about what the plans are for that facility and the offerings. And it plays right into your proclamation about construction. We have HVA trades there and other building trades that are planned for there. So Don, you want to?
Tallahassee State College is very interested in expanding our location out there to encompass as much workforce development as we can. We have Sherry Bell, Vice President of Workforce Development. She used to run Lively Tech. She's now over at our college. And we're trying to expand on the programs as much as we possibly can. We send out questionnaires. We talk to the local community to find out what they are interested in. We don't want to bring a program in that has 3 people. We want to bring a program in that benefits the community. We are expanding the HVAC program right now as I speak. We're doubling the size on it. We're looking at bringing a CNA program in. We're talking about possibly bringing in some dental programs. We're bringing in some electrical programs. We want to expand as much as possible. We are very limited right now due to parking. The way the SRF rules are wrote, we have to have so many parking spaces per student, regardless if they're riding the buses or walking, whatever, we have to be able to provide the parking spots. If we provide all the parking that is required by SRF, we're going to very severely limit the size of the building. We're asking for the Kent Street to be realigned one way only with on-street parking. We will take care of the initial setup on the street where we will pave it, mark it, and do all the initial, so you have no expenses out of pocket for the initial setup. I'm not sure exactly what other questions you may have. If you have any, please ask. We want to expand. We want to be a community partner, but we need community input as well.
Yes, I was going to ask a question. When will the project, the anticipated date of redesign or?
We've received $2.8 million from the state, when we call it seed money. That'll go to the architects to do the full architectural drawing and layout for the parking. Right now, we're envisioning parking on the first floor, a full classroom set up on the second floor. Once we receive all the drawings, we will start the infrastructure. Once we get the infrastructure, by then we are hoping we get the balance of the money from the state. I can tell you when we hope to be starting on the infrastructure and pad, which would be sometime the beginning of next year. But until we get the full money from the state, I can't tell you when we're going to actually start on the classroom building. I do know that Corey Simon and there are several other individuals that are very emboldened with this plan, and they're pushing hard for it. We are hoping to get funding this coming year, but I can't promise that.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Knight.
Thank you for coming to us. I'm also happy to see that we are seeing some type of development over there in our area with the expansion of the TSC Center, providing those job opportunity and training for many residents and within the city. But speaking to a couple of, that area is in my district, and when I brought that to their attention, their main concern was with parking on Kent Street, was there going to be any type of privacy fence that separate their homes, specifically on Laura in the south end?
The homes will be on the one-way side. The parking will be on the opposite side. We weren't going to have any fencing there. I mean, we're not going to limit the parking strictly to the school. It'll be available for anybody to use. So we wouldn't be marking it off in any way.
So it's not going further than Kent Street?
No, it's just Kent Street, the length of our property.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner
That
Harris.
street is currently not paved, correct?
What's that?
Is that street currently not paved? Is that street, it's not?
It's currently paved, but it's not in very good condition. It has a very.
I mean, it doesn't have curbing or anything like that?
No.
Just no curving, it's very undeveloped.
Gotcha, okay.
And there's some drainage issues there also.
But your plan will include the curbing as well as the drainage and all of that?
Whatever the city standards require.
Okay, very good, thank you.
And of course, we would build it to the city standards, but then we would take it over and maintain it.
Right, correct.
Now, on that, we would not work on the street as far as developing the street. We would not do that till we have all the infrastructure and heavy truck work done. I don't want to build a road and then destroy it.
One of the tricky parts about getting money from the legislature, you're not guaranteed you're going to get what you ask for.
Right.
So depending on what they budget for us next year or whatever we get it in, it may not kick in they give us a small amount of money, we may not need to develop that road right away. We may be able to do it on the site for all we have. But once we get to the master planning for ultimate build out, so somewhere down the future, if we don't get enough money, we'll get more money to build it. And so that, at some point, it will kick in the need for additional parking to justify the additional structure.
Motion on this?
No, what the plan is right now is, they're just giving a presentation on the project. When we get to that point where the road's needed, it'll be brought before the commission designated as a one-way street and what activities happen on it.
So we need some indication that that's going to be okay, because the way we proceed with our design is going to be built into our yes or no out of this request.
So
do we need a motion?
to approve what, partnership or?
Our building size is going to be contingent upon how many parking spaces we have available, so we really need to know if this is going to be approved or not approved before he continues with the building design.
The request specifically was to allow on-street parking on each street adjacent property.
If this needs to be time for a study, we have no problem if you want us to come back in 60 days after you have time to study it, and we have time to research a little bit.
There's no study. It's already been looked at and everything, so the
It's
commission.
already been looked at, so
Yes,
no
ma'am.
study is required?
That's right.
Okay, so.
You guys
do we
did-
need a motion to support the effort? Attorney Roberts.
Yeah, I would pass the motion, say the motion carry. That would give you what you need.
Yes.
Say it again, say it. Passing the motion.
Just to know that I can count on it. Because I'm talking about building area. I got to know that I can count on this property. So I need a real already.
Okay, so I offer, I'm sorry, Commissioner Knight and then Commissioner Stevens.
It's some urgent, so I'll reserve my questions.
Commissioner Stevens.
It's in your district. I was going to defer to you if you wanted to make a
question.
motion.
Okay. I thought you had a question. All right, so I just want to offer up a motion to approve the Kent Street upgrades and parking and for the TSC development.
Second. It's been moved and second that we approve the TSC Kent Street, Kent Street, and improvements as well as the expansion of the school. Are you ready for the question? All in favor, say so by saying aye or yes.
Aye.
It passes 5-0. Thank you so very much. We look forward to the development, and I know it will add value to our city and our county with the training programs that it will bring.
And I want to thank Mr. Ash for helping us trying to through this process. And on site. So really appreciate your help, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you all very much.
Trunk or treats. Commissioner.
Thank you. I received the email earlier today, and I actually had a couple of people ask about it, and I just want to know what is the status of our trunk or treats for this year that we normally hold at Ward's Lot?
I'll try to answer. I think I know where you're going.
Okay.
Originally, the trunk or treat was put out, and we had a $25 fee to help pay for all the food and everything because of the budgetary issues. We only had 4 participants sign up for it, so we backed off that and reissued today with the trunk or treat, no participation fee, and we invite everybody out of the date posted on the flyer.
Okay.
Candy, food, and everything, and we're actually reaching back out to everybody to see about getting more participation into the program.
Okay. So initially there was a fee being charged?
We had put a fee on there, but we pay for all the food, which is cooked during the program.
Food for who?
Every year they feed hot dogs and drinks.
Oh, you mean, okay, and the popcorn, all that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it was never brought to the commission, and I think that's one item that we can annually fund. I understand we got a tight budget, but we can annually fund this. I would ask that, and I don't know who the committee was completely. I know a lot went through the city manager's office, but if we could bring that committee back together in our police department, if they can do what they normally do along with our fire department, and if we could at some point, I don't know if we'll be able to do it before our next meeting, but if at some point we could just get the details of what it'll cost, and we can go ahead and get that up. I'm sorry, Public Works? Thank you, sir. Help me out. Tell me what's going on. Talk to me.
Good evening, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Typically, that's not a city function.
Okay.
It's Pastor Marr, he spearheaded it.
Okay.
We just participate in it.
Okay, so in terms of food and all those things that was normally giving out hot dogs, popcorn from the city side, who funded that?
We do.
The city did.
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay, with that being said, I don't think that's too big of my thing is I don't want to see us drop the ball on this. We've done this for years, and they're looking forward to it. I wouldn't support any fee for the vendors who participated for the simple fact that they're providing all of the candy. I mean, they're providing it for us at free of charge. So, so I wouldn't support that. I would support, us continuing to just fund the food like we normally do. Now, I know one year we had barbecue and all that, but I don't know what that was really for, but I guess it was for staff. I'm sorry.
Yes.
So
Pastor Marr, he kind of like spearheaded
Oh, he
that.
took care of that.
Yes. We actually reached out to Pepsi today.
Okay.
And they're gonna, they said they're gonna sponsor the drinks.
Okay, so it's safe to say that we're going to have the trunk or treats?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were still on.
We
So
got
if
it straight today.
Yes, sir. If we can get that advertised and get it going, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. So, okay, and let me be clear, there is no fee
No fee.
for this, okay? And in the future, when there is even a proposed fee, it needs to come through the commission. And I
Right.
don't know who put the because somebody asked me
They not here
at
anymore.
church, and I didn't know. I said, oh, no, the city doesn't charge, but I guess it was a fee.
Yeah, they're not here
I
anymore.
apologize to the person that I answered that in error, because I've never heard of us charging, so.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
People at home can't hear you. You're not speaking into the microphone. They couldn't hear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Next item is the photo investigation by the police department. Interim City Manager Ash.
Before I get started, I got to buy candy for that this year?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got them stapled, so they should be good.
They're-
Yeah.
Two different handouts?
Yes, two different handouts. Yes, a total of 3.
No,
I
a
don't,
third sheet.
but if you get with
No,
me, I'll
he's
get you
passing a
copies.
third sheet.
All right. Mayor, commissioners, city manager, city attorney, Madam Clerk. This is in reference to case number 2500948. I was directed by the city manager to conduct a criminal investigation on authorized access to the office and dissemination of financial documents here at City Hall. And I'll just read this right here in that way to clarify everything. In an initial report submitted by Ms. Kennedy, she stated that someone entered her office, went through her contents of her desk, and took photographs of financial documents, which were later posted publicly on Facebook. The documents reportedly contained sensitive financial information related to city customers, raising concerns regarding the potential compromise of personal data. Upon receiving the information, the Quincy Police Department initiated a criminal investigation to determine whether any criminal violations had occurred under Florida law. An investigator was assigned to the case and reviewed all potential applicable Florida statutes, including burglary, theft, criminal mischief, and the statutes related to improper dissemination of personal information. On 10/3/2025, our investigator consulted with the State Attorney's Office to ensure that no prosecutable offenses were overlooked. Following this consultation and legal review, it was determined that no criminal statutes were violated. The office, the desk, checks, and all financial documents contained within are the sole property of the City of Quincy. The city manager, acting under the authority of the City Commission, has legal right to access and review any material within offices, including desk drawers and files. Therefore, the act of entering the office and photographing city-owned documents, while potentially improper from an administrative standpoint, does not constitute a criminal offense under law. This determination is supported by legal precedents in O'Connor versus Ortega. The United States Supreme Court held that public employees have a reduced expectation of privacy in workplace when the property in question belongs to the government employer and is subject to legitimate work-related intrusions. The court found that public employer intrusions on the constitutionally protected privacy interests of government employees for non-investigatorial, work-related purposes, as well as for investigations of work-related misconduct, should be judged by the standard of reasonableness under all the circumstances. Applying this standard, the City of Quincy, as an employer, retains ownership and authority over the offices and its contents. During the course of the investigation, it was discovered that the photographs taken from Ms. Candidate's office were shared with, and I don't know if I could say the individual's name, is that okay? Okay. Mr. Rodney Moore, who later posted the images on his personal Facebook account. His decision to share the photographs publicly falls within the First Amendment rights, and because of these protections, Mr. Moore did not violate any state or federal laws. His involvement was limited to the online dissemination of information he received. It is recommended that the city attorney draft a formal correspondence to Mr. Moore requesting him immediately to destroy the original photographs and any copies in his possession. This step will help mitigate the potential for further unauthorized dissemination of sensitive information and protect the city and its residents from additional exposure. Furthermore, it may be appropriate to initiate an internal review to examine the procedures surrounding the incident and gain full understanding of what transpired. The internal review will help determine whether internal protocols were followed, identify any gaps in policies, and ensure appropriate accountability. Although no criminal acts were committed, the circumstances surrounding this matter warrant careful administrative and legal review to protect the city's interests and maintain public trust. And this concludes the Quincy Police Department's investigation as far as the checks. Now, one of the things that I did is put together a timeline so you can see how we pretty much conducted our investigation and who we talked to. I won't go into detail about that, but I did on the third page come up with some recommendations, and one of them were have the city attorney send Mr. Moore a letter. Another one is to conduct an administrative investigation or internal review to see what's going on as far as the procedures in customer service, and look at any policy and procedures that we need to do, and I kind of listed those and what agencies and what departments need to look into those. I also provided you with a complete copy of the incident report to include all statements that were taken by Ms. Candidate and information about other citizens that came forward and reported that their information was possibly compromised. Any questions?
Commissioner Stevens.
Thank you. I have lots of questions. Not of you. I don't have any questions. I don't have any questions of your report. I appreciate what you've done, but I have lots of questions about the customer service department, its failure to timely deposit checks, money orders, and credit card statements. Excuse me.
Please, you cannot speak at this time.
No, The issues have been going on long before I got here. I came here in February when my check was deposited and I wrote in September. How in the heck is it that we cannot deposit checks, money orders, and credit card payments on a daily basis? We are losing interest every day. Excuse me, sir.
Quiet, please, or you'll be escorted out of the building.
We are losing interest every day. It's a fact that you learn the first day in your accounting class. Count your pennies and your dollars will add up. One of the reasons I ran was because of the issues in that utility customer service office. And it hasn't stopped since last week. Now we have residents who are receiving multi-thousand-dollar credits on their utility bills. A lady on Monday told me she had a credit of $2,300. How in the heck are we issuing credits to people of $2,300?
Excuse me, please.
The former commissioner who sat in seat 4, she received a credit. People want to be upset about somebody who took pictures and blew a whistle. Stare at me, sir, please.
Excuse me.
I love both of you, brothers. I did call it customer service gate because that's what it is. It's a mess. It is a mess, and it is being hidden and covered up. How in the heck is it that the finance department does not know that we are $1.4 million in arrears? I requested an arrears report the Monday after all this came out. We were $1.4 million in arrears. Do we not have any checks and balances that shows when something like that happens? That some red flags need to go up? I have questions, folks. It is ridiculous what has gone on. And the answer that I get that the interest that we don't have is minimal is the wrong answer. I don't know what it's going to take to straighten this mess out. There are those of you who say that us new ones are the ones causing the problem. This has been going on a long time, folks. And it needs to be weeded out. Hopefully FDLE will finish its job and the weeding will continue.
Excuse me, please.
I have lots of questions. And I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I cannot get to the bottom of it by daily interference. I don't do that. Commissioner, manager, have I ever gone to any employee that you know of, or any employee come forward and say that I have interfered in daily business? I do not. I go to the city manager and I ask him questions. Okay? So let's put that mess to bed, because I'm tired of hearing it. Am I upset about this mess that's going on in that office over there? You're darn right I am. It's been going on for way too long. And if some people need to be fired, we need to get a city manager in here to make some firing. We'll be addressing that in a few minutes. Thank you.
Commissioner Harris.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe it or not, Commissioner Stevens, I agree with you that we got some problems in City Hall, but it just ain't in customer service. Let me say something. Turn my mic up, y'all. Here's our issue. Customer service has been an issue since I've been on this dais, and this commission has done every single thing in its power to try to fix the customer service problem. But here's the real issue that I have, and we can blame one person, we can try to pin it down to one person, but my biggest issue is that we're running an operation here that if one person drops the ball, then all hell breaks loose. That is a problem in this organization. I heard you say that you wrote a check in September. It was not deposited until February. Let's just say customer service, who's ever responsible for deposits, just decided, I ain't gonna do my job. We pay 6 other people in finance who should have caught the fact that someone's utility bill had been paid, they have a credit on their account, but I didn't receive the funds. Now, I agree with you. We got a problem, but you tell me what the heck is going on behind the wall. It's not stopping at the front desk. I've watched customer service get beat up time and time again with customers who come to the window. And I'm not talking about the manager or the supervisor. I'm talking about come to the window and give our customer service representatives holy hell about a bill that's screwed up. None of those individuals who sit behind that desk and collect those payments print those bills. If you got customers out there that's floating with a $2,000, $1,500, $1,000 credit, it darn sure didn't start in customer service. We pay somebody to review those bills before they go out. We have an entire finance department that's working. There's no reason why. Did your lights ever get cut off? Absolutely not, because your bill was credited. You got the credit on your bill, they just didn't take your money. And the problem here is, somebody should have realized that this customer have utilities, a credit on their bill, but I don't have the money. It's a problem, but it does not stop at customer service. The other issue is, and I heard people say it here tonight, and I've been waiting to try to pinpoint this. You know, we've talked about the clerk and money not being deposited. Well, please explain to me why bodies aren't still sitting on top of the ground. That means somebody else didn't do their job. And it's a lot of that going on here in City Hall. So I agree. I'm just as frustrated as you, but I don't want us to displace our anger in one location. It's much deeper than that. And I'm not going to downplay the fact that a photo of our government office was taken and passed on to somebody else. That means we have an employee who, instead of doing their job, in there taking photos to pass off to somebody else. You darn right. Somebody needs to be fired. Now, that's just the bottom line. You can call it transparency. You can call it whistleblowing. All the whistleblowing what? We have yet to even hear from staff what those checks were that were sitting on that desk. We just assume because somebody posted and said, oh, we got millions of dollars worth of uncashed checks. That's a lie. That was a flat-out lie. But yet the city has yet to correct that for the public. What exactly was that on that desk that was taking photos of? I mean, what is it? You know, the public deserves to know. Were they uncashed checks? Because if they were uncashed checks, I got a problem in finance once again. Why is money being collected and there is no accounting? Come on, y'all. We got a problem, Mr. Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem. We got a real problem, and I don't have a problem getting down to it with you. Because we got some issues that need to be addressed, and it ain't just in customer service. Those folk in customer service get the hell beat out of them when it's time to pay bills, and they cannot even address the issue because they have no control. They can only respond to the customer based on what they see inside that system. They can't fix a bill, they can't correct a bill, and they darn sure can't audit a bill. All of that's done behind the wall. I have said this time and time again. It's time for the person who's sitting behind the wall, making those mistakes with that bill, to get out of that back office and get out front and face the customer and be able to give people real answers as to why I got a $2,000 credit. Can't nobody in customer service right now tell these people why they got a $2,000 credit. Hey, but one or two people can do that, and it's time that they get out from behind closed doors, Mr. Manager, get out front and explain to people where the issues are. And I too am tired of dealing with it. We have put people on top of bodies in customer service to fix our customer service problem. But you know what that tells me? No matter how many people you put in customer service, it's not the number of people. It's the people you got in customer service. And it's whether or not they're doing the job. I know specifically we've moved people from Parks and Recs. We've gotten people from HR. I asked for a report of the activity of individuals. Months go by, certain individuals never even enter customer service and have no activity on the record. What are we paying for? So there's a lot, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, and I'm willing to go down that road, and if you're willing to accept a motion to do a 2-15 so we can dig into it and find out, I will second it and go all the way with you, sir. Thank you.
No, there's a comment from Commissioner Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. All right. So, Chief Hill, one thing that I wanted to ask you, in your memo, you put that the city manager has every right to enter an office, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But I don't think the complaint was with the city manager going into an office, correct?
That's right.
So
No.
when you put that in here, it kind of threw me, because that's not what we were investigating. I think all of us up here realize that the city manager can go into any city office, you know, but the question was, I mean, there are just so many wrongs, and you can't, 2 wrongs don't make a right, 3 wrongs don't either. There are a lot of things that happened that should not have happened. I think that the public deserves to know, and now this goes to HR policies and personnel policies, because if it's not a criminal act, it definitely should have been something done on the city level as far as what happened. And I don't do day-to-day, but I can tell you that taking photos, sharing those photos, whatever the case may have been, was at your office. Did you have authorization to be in there? And were there any questions asked as far as the check? I see your investigation. I'm
Yes,
talking
ma'am.
about the manager now. So what are the city policies? Because that may be the problem. Peer review. We did a peer review in customer service. Those people put in the document that they had workers that said they weren't going to do it. I'm not changing what I've done for years. We will never get ahead like that. Now, I know that nobody wants to do the hard work of investigating and all of that, but this is worthy of it, to me, because the customers, the citizens, deserve an answer. Subordinate intrusion. Are subordinates able to go into your office, and that if they work for you, you're the supervisor, they're the support, they can just go in the office and rifle through things? Is there a policy against that? I'm just saying, what, you know, where does the buck stop? Because I see this investigation, and I know you're talking about criminal, but what about your policies? Were policies followed when this happened? Or was there a breach of privacy and security? That's the question. Were city policies followed? Or was there a breach of privacy and security? And I would beg to say there was a breach.
Excuse
Because
me?
unless you're blind and you cannot see, everybody was able to see what was posted. I mean, it just travels. I didn't even have to go to Facebook. One of the citizens actually texted to me because I had not seen it. But we owe this, we owe it to the citizens to give them an answer. I don't have any trouble. First Amendment rights, I'm all about that. I'm a civics teacher, so I understand that. But if an employee is breaking company policy, you have to deal with that. And I know, Mr. Ash, you're interim. I understand that. But we got to move fast, Commissioner. We need to get a city manager. We need to get on this topic, and we need to explain to the public what exactly happened, because they deserve that. And if it was my information, I don't know, I might have been in, we don't pay by check. No, mine. But anyway, we really have to give them the answers. So it's not a criminal act, but was policy broken? And if that's the case, then, city manager, we set policy, but I guess my question would be, what is the policy? Could you get that? What is the policy? Do we have a policy about securing information, checks, things like that in customer service? So, and is it updated? Because, some of these policies are very antiquated and way back when. So there were a lot of wrongs in this whole process to me. I'm not going to just blame the person who posted it on Facebook. They couldn't have posted it on Facebook unless somebody gave it to them. I mean, let's be real here. Somebody that went into that office and had so much time to take photos, and you gave it to someone that you knew that was going to post it. So how is that person wrong?
Mr. Gaines, please.
So we got to deal with the internal issues. Customer service and finance and this third part, whoever, somebody got to work together here. Because we are not working together, and we're pointing fingers, and it just doesn't make sense to me. And I know it doesn't make sense to the citizens out there. So, just my spiel. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. Commissioner Knight.
Thank you. I try to put myself in the shoes of the everyday citizens that puts their trust in us to do the right thing up here at City Hall. If it was me and my personal information would have been posted online, routing numbers and everything, I would have been personally mad as hell at the fact we don't know what can happen with people sending out this information. I think it'd be best, and she's in the room today, to have the customer service supervisor come up here and tell us, give us an account of the day-to-day of the operations of the customer service. Give her chance to speak and tell us her events of what's going on that day. So I just want to call up this. I would like to go through the manager as this customer service supervisor to come up and then explain and give her spiel on exactly the events that happened that day.
Yeah, I mean, probably the community needs to know as well.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to come before you to talk about what has been going on. Really, what Ms. Candidate inherited from customer service. That was a mess before I got there. And Mr. Lance Stevens, thank you so much for bringing up the topic of customer service being a mess. But I must let you know, the checks that you're speaking about, those checks were scanned on 9/10/24 and 9/23/2024. That was day 8 of me being a new employee with the city of Quincy. In addition to not having no written processes, every employee had a closed mouth for the point of trying to sabotage me. But most importantly, your finance team had access to that same portal that I ran those remote checks through. Per Mr. Gregg at Capital City Bank Treasury Management confirmed that Mrs. Daniels and Amanda can see the same thing that I was looking at in the portal. Okay, let's make that clear. So if there was $20,000 or $100,000 that was submitted but not yet processed, why did it take your finance team 5 months to raise a horn to say, where's the missing money? Who's balancing the books in the city of Quincy? Who's balancing the books? Who's closing the statements? Apparently they're not being done. It does not take 5 months to figure out that money is missing with some staff that can clearly see that the money is sitting in holding. So don't put this in an 8-day new employees lap. Let's put it in the finance lap, okay? Where it stands. Your finance team is not doing what they're supposed to do. Your billing analyst is not doing what she's supposed to do because she's the one that's approving the bills to go out with $1,200 balances. She's not running the exceptional reports. It's clear because she would be able to find the errors. This is not a customer service problem. We are the last one to see the bill, but we are the first one to get the heat. We don't know if there's a problem until the customer brings it before the customer service representatives. Do you understand that? Is that clear? Customer service does not have, we're not in this fight. We're fighting the fight. We're fighting the customers, and we're fighting the finance team, and we're fighting the city manager, and we're fighting the director of customer service. Customer service is fighting everybody. It doesn't start at finance. Your finance team has access to the porters. They are the administrators, as well as myself. They can see the money sitting and holding. Nobody said anything for 5 months. Where did they do that at? Because you're not closing your books. You're not balancing your books. You're not presenting financial statements to the commissioners in a timely manner. Otherwise, the problem would have been found much earlier. Do you have any other additional questions?
No. Thank you.
May I respond?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because that has been my point since I have been elected. I do not trust the books of this city for 1 minute because they have never been balanced. They have never been balanced. When I started my campaign, it was put out that the fire service fees had been paid from the county to the city, and that was included in the budget or in the books. It had never been received. And so, but you did good.
No. Please let me clear the air. Allow me to clear the air.
Let me finish. So the fact that what you're saying is the books have not been balanced is what I have been saying all along, and thank you for finally confirming it.
Okay, please let me add. The pictures that was taken, they were pictures of checks that had already been remotely deposited. They was in my drawer as well as I only work with what I have in the office, which is a nightstand in a 1970 drawer. That nightstand is full of checks. I have asked the city manager, can you please give me some, he just told me today, well, you have to let me know how many checks are going through so we can know how much to store. I asked where was the written policies. Ash told me, you write the written policies up and you give it to the new city manager for him to approve. I am a customer service supervisor. I'm entry level. I report to the city manager and the utilities director, which is what it falls under. I don't have that type of power to write policies and retention policies. That may even come from the board. Or if it don't come from the board, it comes from the executive staff or the city clerk that holds it in the ordinance. But the checks that y'all saw in that drawer, they was processed checks. That could have been confirmed if finance would have came out and said, hey, it doesn't show that there's any checks that have not been cashed since Ms. Candidate left the city on 9/19. The checks was cashed. There's nowhere to store the checks. I'm only working with what I have in the office. But that could have been confirmed. And as of today, I still don't have anywhere to store you all's checks. Please let me make it clear. The checks that I ran through the office today, because that one incident, they got me that one time, but they haven't got me again because I make sure all checks are scanned before I leave the office. And those checks would have been scanned if the closed mouths would have opened their mouth and assisted the new customer service supervisor. But those checks were scanned. All of them have been scanned. Those checks were not unprocessed. And if it was $20,000 missing, The missing revenue occurred while I was selling the seas of Alaska. Okay, let's make that clear. It wasn't $20,000 during my time before 9/19. So I hope I have cleared the air, because y'all most definitely have pulled me through the mud. Thank you very much.
Any other questions from the dais? I think, yeah. Commissioner Wood.
Thank you. Attorney Roberts. Attorney Roberts. Can the commissioners, I know this is day to day, but what as far as an investigation?
You need to be quiet.
I'm talking about internal now. I'm not talking about a criminal.
Needs to be
I'm
quiet.
talking about policy, what happened. Is the commission able to do anything at this point to further, and I know we have the 215, is that what we would use also? Okay.
Will be the best mechanism available to you, or you can ask the manager to conduct his own independent investigation and report back to the board.
Okay.
All right. Commissioner Harris, did you have? Oh.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second that we have a 2.15 investigation regarding the photo, customer service, and finance. It's been moved in second. Are you ready for the question? Would you do a roll call?
Yes. Commissioner Dr. Robin Woods, District
Yes.
1.
Yes.
Commissioner Devontae Knight, District 2.
Yes.
Commissioner Ronte Harris, District 3.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Lane Stevens, District 4.
Yes.
Mayor Dr. Beverly Nash, District 5.
Yes. Motion passes 5-0. Any other, yeah, no, I was going to ask Chief Hill, do you have any additional?
One of the things that I noted when we was conducting the investigation, that the camera system in City Hall needs to be looked at as well. We have like a 2-week retention on camera system that we can go back and view. So we probably need to look at that maybe, and I know we kind of financially strapped, but we probably need to look at that to see if we can, revamp the camera system. That was an issue that we were having when we was looking at the videos.
You're going to make that as you're making that as a suggestion, recommendation. Question.
Did you retain the video from, were you able to retain the video, or is it currently rolling in a time?
Yes, we were able to.
I'm saying from the period of time with your investigation, were you able to retain the video from that period of time?
I was, and the only issue that we had, because we got on it at the time that it was reported, that every day that went by, we lost a day.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, at this point, did you retain those days that you used?
Right, we retained those days.
I'm
and
saying
we
you have it stored.
Yes. Well, no. Well, again, remember, once the 2 weeks is out, those videos, we don't have access to them. No, we could probably go to the vendor to ask them if they could, give us
If you
copies.
could, if you could, I think that would be
Yes.
necessary.
Okay.
That's a request. Thank you.
But I do recommend that we do something as far as maybe adding some memory or doing something to revamp them, and look at the positioning of the cameras.
Downloading footage that you would need to keep?
It is. We can't download footage, but the problem is say, for instance, you ask me something that happened 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't be able to look at it.
No. What
Oh.
I'm saying is from the period that you started the investigation,
Yes.
did you download that
Yes, we
information?
were able to download video.
Did you, so you have that
So
stored?
we have it stored, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yes.
asking for.
Yes.
If you can send that as well, thank you.
Yes,
Send
sir.
that. I'm asking for that.
Oh,
Thank
okay, yes, sir.
Your recommendation for an upgrade, could you present that during the budget workshops
Yes, ma'am.
by department?
Yes,
As
ma'am.
be a part of, well, you just asked for a 2.15 investigation. Yeah, so you, so whatever we cut.
It may be a matter of just updating. some
By that
stuff.
time,
Yeah.
you'll have some numbers for us to be able to look at.
Yes, Madam Mayor. I will.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you. We're getting into old business. Old business, approval of the new interim city clerk. We have Ms. Bronson here with us. I ask that everyone be patient with the transition from Ms. Kimball, who is an interim, to Ms. Bronson. Last week, I know there was, Ms. Bronson was in training, Ms. Kimball had a procedure, and so some of the minutes that get to the commissioners, some of the agenda items did not get completed, and so, again, we're in transition. But Ms. Bronson is here today, and we thank her for being here. She had said yes when approached by the interim city manager to take on the responsibilities of the interim city clerk. Also, I'd like to get a motion. I'll give a motion for putting the job announcement for a permanent city clerk by way of the city manager, interim city manager, and HR, so that we can start that process and have some names and some movement in terms of filling that position, because that's a critical position in our operations, and we need that done. So, yes, a motion to have an announcement put out regarding a permanent city clerk by way of the city manager, interim city manager, and HR, so that we can fill the position of city clerk for the city of Quincy. Okay, it's been moved in second that we, I would say 30 days. A 30-day post on the job announcement.
And do we know the salary range?
HR would have it based on the budget. I don't have the figures right now. The interim city manager can bring that back to us. Are you having? Commissioner Harris.
Thank you. I think if we approve a job announcement, we need to go ahead and determine what the salary range is going to be, and let the job announcement mirror whatever the previous requirements are. But we, as a commission, need to set the salary. That's our employee. So
I agree. I did not bring those figures with.
I mean, we just need to offer. I don't see why we can't just offer a range, and keep in mind that this is just simply for the city clerk. It does not. This is not the city clerk plus the additional duties that the previous clerk had. This is just a city clerk's job announcement for the clerk only.
There's no one from HR to give input in terms of what the current
I
range.
really wouldn't need the input. I mean, I think we can offer a fair salary for a city clerk's position.
You got a recommendation?
My recommendation would be anywhere from $55,000 to $65,000. That would be the range that we can advertise at. Yeah.
Pardon? It's too high?
And the 55 is too. I mean, because
I would go.
and again, I'm saying it's only at a clerk position, right? We're not saying clerk with the additional duties as an administrative assistant.
Correct. I would. Pardon?
And see,
It was-
that's the thing. When you're talking
It's
about
very-
just clerk duties, we're talking about a salary that covers their meetings, public records requests, codifying the ordinances X, Y, and Z. Only those clerk duties. I think the hours could be flexible as long as they're able to meet the obligation of being in our meetings and being. And I guess we would need to put a substantial amount of time that they would need to be in City Hall. But I mean, I'm okay with. I'm good with. That's why I said the 55, considering the day and time and where we are and what we ask for, and what we ask in terms of working after hours. But to say hold them specifically to 8 hours, especially on a commission meeting day, I wouldn't necessarily be so in tune to that. I think we could work out a flexible hours, and that could be done through contract. If
That's what we have. Well, we have not only meetings, but workshops
Right.
and other
I think those
responsibilities
parameters-
to.
I think those specific hours could be worked out through the form of a contract with our attorney. Keeping in mind, originally, our clerk's position used to be a part-time position. Now, that was years ago. And somehow over the years, it evolved into a full-time position. But I think flexible hours could be negotiated through a contract.
Full-time was with Ms. Sylvia Hicks. Maybe prior to her, it was part-time, but Ms. Hicks had it for, 25 years? 20 to 25 years. Commissioner Stevens.
Would you repeat the salary range?
55 to 65. He's
Considering experience, but 55 would be entry level.
I'll second that.
I mean, and that's just for the advertising.
Yeah.
okay. Advertisement for the city clerk at 55 to 65. I will amend my my motion to include that, and it has been second. Are there any questions? All in favor, please say so by yes or aye.
Aye.
Motion. Commissioner Wood, did you?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got time, I'm looking at the numbers, y'all just voting, but no, I'm gonna say no for now.
Okay. Motion passes 4-1. The other part of that is I don't think we approved the new interim city clerk.
Motion to approve the appointment of the new interim city clerk. And in the prior city clerk, if her salary was less than the current city clerk, we would raise that salary to that amount.
Correct.
So I would make the motion that the new interim city clerk be approved with a salary equivalent to what the prior city clerk was making.
Oh, it's been motion and second.
I'm sorry, my mic wasn't on, so they didn't hear it. Motion to approve the new interim city clerk with a salary equal to the prior city clerk's salary.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second that we approve the new interim city clerk with salary equal to the previous city clerk. Are you ready for question? All in favor, say so by saying aye or yes.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0. Boys and Girls Club. That's the next item. Commissioner Stevens.
For the sake of discussion, I'm going to move a motion to approve the Graves Street property as the location for the Boys and Girls Club, with a provision that the land would revert back to the city from the county if it is not moved forward as a Boys and Girls Club.
Second. It's been moved in second that we approve the location of Gray Street for the Boys and Girls Club with the provision that if it's not used for Boys and Girls Club, it will revert back to the city. Are you ready for question?
Discussion.
Is it discussion? You got some comments, Commissioner Harris?
Yeah, thank you. What happened to the plan that we were supposed to receive back that was voted on previously?
Attorney Roberts?
Yes, Interim County Attorney Baptiste. The agenda item, I believe, was sent out. That week, I believe I was in trial that week, and I got with Attorney Baptiste, and the proposal was sent out. Should have sent out to each commissioner the agenda item.
Well, we don't have it. It's not in the.
It's not in the packet.
All right.
When was it sent out?
Madam Mayor,
I'm sorry. I thought that everyone had a copy. Okay.
It's been sent out a while.
Yeah, it's not. Thank you, Mayor.
And
I'm done. That was my only question.
Attorney Baptiste?
I would note that, Madam Mayor, thank you for allowing us to speak. I will be brief. I do understand the time, as noted by Commissioner Harris. We did, on July 8th, this body voted to authorize Attorney Roberts to work with myself to develop a plan for the transfer of land, knowing that it would come back before this board for an official vote. Attorney Roberts and I did that. We worked together. We developed an interlocal agreement that complies with Florida Statute 125 and 163 that contains some of the language that was contained in the motion made by the Mayor Pro Tem. We communicated and transferred that motion to the interim city manager, Mr. Ash. It does exactly what we're contemplating. The county pays for the cost of the transfer. If the land isn't ever used in the exact way intended, the land automatically reverts. Again, I won't belabor the issue. I only want to note on behalf of my commission, because my commission did ask that I express that when the county took a vote on September 16th, in no way was the county attempting to usurp the authority of this commission, nor was the county attempting to be disrespectful. What the county was operating off of advice that I had given the county based on my interpretation of what this body voted for on July 8th. And so I want to be clear that if there's someone to fall on the sword, I will, that my county was acting off something placed on the agenda by my office. And so in no way were the commissioners who I represent attempting to disrespect the authority of this commission and the fact that the land is owned by the city of Quincy. With that, I appreciate the time, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Elias, you have Boys and Girls Club on your sheet.
Good evening, Mayor. Commissioners again. Last year, the Florida Republican-led legislature, via an initiative led by Senator Corey Simon, appropriated and granted almost $4 million with the intent to construct and establish a Boys and Girls Club in this city that each of you purport to serve and represent. The money was awarded to the county. The county undertook a unanimous vote to place the new facility, proposed facility, at 122 North Grave Street, and that vote, is the county attorney just iterated, that vote was taken after this commission voted to allow the subdivision, the exploration of the subdivision of the property at 122 North Grave Street. This is an opportunity before you tonight that should not serve as any major dilemma. This is an opportunity for this board to accept on behalf of the boys and girls of the entire county a $4 million facility that costs you absolutely nothing. It's a win-win situation. Not only that, although you all have nothing to do with it, there's a brand new school that's also being erected simultaneously at the time that this will be going on. In a few years, it will come together, and I think it spells the recipe for success. But I think if you all were to vote this down tonight, and I'm so glad that it's finally coming to a head one way or the other, so we'll know where each and every one of you stand. But there's absolutely no reason that this could not be a major collaborative effort between the school board, the Gadsden County Commission, and this Quincy City Commission to realize a facility for the boys and girls of Gadsden County. There are no downsides to this. It does not cost you anything. If I remember correctly from attending the meetings, the county would also absorb the fees for whatever it took to subdivide the property. It's a win-win for the city. But if you were to vote it down, I can assure you for years to come, you'll regret it. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. To the mayor and this commission, it's an honor to have an opportunity to speak with you. Briefly tonight, I think, you know, what we need here has been laid out to you. I can't stress the importance of it enough, given all the needs of our young people and the need to have something positive, constructive for them to do. And many of you here, sitting here, are educators, and you understand the importance of it. And we are kind of at a crossroads here. We have a time-sensitive issue that we need to get going. I didn't realize when I took this job how much time had passed before I made a motion. But now that the board has, our commission, who I think Commissioner Wood is president, has voted 5-0 to locate it on Grave Street, I'm excited about that, and I want to see this move forward. I know that the community needs it, desperately needs it, and I'm just pleading to you to work with us to get this in the best interest of our young people. I spent my whole life working with young people, and I'm really emotional about it. I don't understand what the problem is, because the kids really need it, and I don't want the money to revert. We have until the end of June to get this done. So I'm pleading with you guys to work with us on this issue to get it for our young people. Thank you so much.
As knowledgeable about this location.
T-ball field, the one. Thank you. I'm going to say the same thing that I said in a previous meeting when this came up some time ago, and I'm not sure why we're still entertaining this or even discussing this. The city of Quincy did its part over a year ago. We did our part. We gave up property at the MLK track. It was contentious. It was a big discussion. Yes, the neighborhood was involved. We had the individuals from the community come out. They had their meetings with both the county as well as the city commissioners, residents from that neighborhood, and that spot was agreed upon. We had renderings of what the building would look like. We had all the plans laid out to move forward. Then all of a sudden, bright idea, we want to move to a half-acre lot next to the recreation center. I'm simply not buying that, y'all. And you're not going to tell me that's the best location. If you talk about a boys and girls club that's going to serve our children, the best location is in their neighborhood. I represent the southeast side of Quincy, that I have a lot of kids who walk each and every day. They're not walking across town all the way over to where they go to school at, which is Shanks, because we have state-funded transportation that gets them from their front door to Shanks and back home. But the time that they need a boys and girls club is when the schools are closed. Those children need to be able to walk there. Let's just be honest and stop acting like we don't know the demographics of the city of Quincy. The children who live on the north side of Quincy, the majority of them do not go to our public schools. Yes, it's okay for a new K-8 school to be built there because they have state-funded transportation that can get them from wherever they live to that school and back home on a daily basis. Right now, I would even say our recreation facility is not in the best location. I'm also concerned about the ability to expand. One of the reasons why we agreed on the partnership with the Boys and Girls Club was the fact that we wanted a pool. That was one of the requests that came from this city commission. Yes, we'll give you property with the understanding that down the road, not 10 years, but down the road, that we would get an aquatic center or some pool. Where you going to put that pool once you build it on a half-acre lot right next to the old armory, our recreation facility? Where is it going to go? What does parking look like? I get it. It sounds great to say it's going to be near the new school. Well, why not petition the school board for at least a half acre off their 32 acres they got over there? They got 32 acres across the street, and we sitting here pondering over a half-acre lot. What if the Boys and Girls Club can never produce a pool? We have just limited ourselves, City of Quincy, from even considering the expansion of putting a pool next to our recreation center if we give up that property. I have no problem with supporting the Boys and Girls Club, but I'm not going to support the Boys and Girls Club to benefit somebody other than the Boys and Girls of Quincy, because that's what's happening here. This is clearly not to benefit the Boys and Girls of Quincy. This is to benefit somebody else and benefit their pockets. Because in order to expand, you're going to have to buy property that's surrounding there. And so why are we going to have to buy property when you have an entire track field that the city of Quincy has given you in the heart of the community that's going to serve those children? The community agreed to it. The commissioners were on board, and now all of a sudden the game has changed. And I'm just not buying it, y'all. I'm not buying it at all. It's just not working. There's a lot that we got to do. We talk about respect and meaning no disrespect. Well, how disrespectful could we be to our own Parks and Recreation Division? We have not had one conversation on this dais or in a public meeting with our Parks and Recreation Department about how that's going to impact what they have going on. How disrespectful could we be, commissioners, without even having a conversation about our internal functions? I just find it very funny that I ride by your house and, oh, I like your property, and me and my family go home and vote. We're going to put our house in your front yard. And then come back and ask you to take a vote, up or down. I'm not buying it. I am 100% behind the MLK property that we originally agreed on, that our attorney worked hard on with the county attorney to make it happen. I don't believe in reneging on that. But to just fly by night here and say, I'm going to vote, and we don't even have the plan in front of us. Now, that would just be flat-out gross negligence for me to sit here and make a decision tonight, and I don't even have a plan in front of me. We haven't workshopped it. We haven't talked about it. We haven't done anything with regards to 122 Grave Street other than to direct our attorney to come and meet with the county attorney and bring us back a plan, and we have yet to see that happen. The county has yet to follow through with anything. that we have partnered with them on to date. 2 years ago, we talked about a joint public works facility. Gave up property for that, if I'm not mistaken. He's still at the dump. Nothing is coming to fruition. We have too much business here in the city of Quincy that we need to be undertaking. There are too many things we need to be dealing with than to be talking about giving away the city's property for something that we have absolutely no plan on. And we talk all the time on this dais about, I can't vote on this. And I'm shocked the mayor is 100% on board because she has to digest everything. But she ain't got to digest this one. She ready to vote on this one. I'm just, that's just a little eerie to me. No paperwork, no nothing, no plan, no, all I hear is people talking and nothing in front of us. And I just can't in good conscience do that because we need to know what our future is going to look like. We need to know what our plans is going to look like before we even consider making that decision. And we need to know where we want to go in terms of parks and recreation and how that's going to impact us. I am 100% for the Boys and Girls Club. I am 100% for it being in the heart of the community that it is going to serve. When the Boys and Girls Club is needed, it's when the buses aren't rolling. Thank you.
Thank you.
Point of information.
Commissioner Knight.
Yeah, did I just hear my colleague Commissioner Harris said that there already been a joint effort between the city and the county to already have a location for public works?
There was discussion some years ago about a new joint public works facility.
Was that ever agreed?
Never heard anything else about it. Only a conversation.
Thank you, Mayor.
And thank you, Commissioner Harris, for calling my name.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, you can continue.
I have heard from so many people about the Boys and Girls Club. I've had idle threats made to me about what I should do or what I shouldn't do, if I do this or if I don't do this, and I don't really appreciate it. I don't appreciate anyone trying to strong arm me into making a decision that's my decision. Now, there are some issues going on. Nobody wants to address those. We directed the attorneys to do one thing, and they did something else. I don't know anything about this interlocal agreement. I don't recall asking about doing that. I wish we can pull those minutes. There's a recreation center, and I know that there are people that say, well, nothing's going on at the rec center. And that may be true, but why not at least have a conversation? I don't recall the recreation director being a part of any conversations that I recall. And for people to stand before us and insinuate that we don't care about the kids if we don't vote for this Boys and Girls Club in that particular location, it's ludicrous. Boys and Girls Club is needed, yes, I agree. But a Boys and Girls Club would be needed no matter where you put it. We went through so many town hall meetings. We went through meetings in one community. I don't recall getting any request about meeting about this Grave Street location. I don't recall citizens having a voice on that either. But we spent so much time doing it for the other location. But this location, we don't need to have citizen meetings. The county can vote to put a Boys and Girls Club on city property without getting any authorization from the city commissioners. It may not have been the intent to be disrespectful. However, I can tell you that it was. I mean, it is as plain as the nose on your face. You voted in a county meeting to put the Boys and Girls Club on city property that we had not yet voted to give you. We get a letter or email that tells us that we need to call a special meeting. How is it that the county is dictating what the city does? I'm confused by this. Now, I don't know. I haven't been up here long. I don't know if that's how things are done. But if they are, it's wrong. I don't understand why is it that the county and the city commissioners could not sit across from one another and make a decision on this. I don't understand why people have other people bidding for what they want me to do. And I'm just talking about me. I don't appreciate that. What's the plan for the Boys and Girls Club and the rec center sitting next to each other? Is the plan to absorb the recreation center eventually? You want us to give you that? Is the plan to get the intramural fields across the street from the rec center? I just don't know what the plan is. I know that that area is a small space. I've rode by there, I've looked at it, I'm going, I can't envision it. Haven't seen a plan, haven't seen a replica, haven't seen anything. I don't even see the interlocal agreement that supposedly was agreed upon between attorneys. I don't know where that is. I just looked in my email to find it. But there are considerations that we have to consider. We don't need to be strong-armed. I know I don't need to be strong-armed. I have several citizens telling me, why give the county property? Why not let them purchase the property? They didn't want to lease it. Even when we threw out leasing that property for $1 per year, and that was Grave Street. They didn't want that. Well, for the good of everybody, why doesn't the city just give the property to the county with nothing in exchange? You shot down the pool, even though that had been promised before. Oh, well, no, that might be 10 years down the road. So those of you listening, please look at the full picture, because there are some half-truths going around. They're not telling you the whole truth. And people do that when they're trying to get what they want. So you look at the rec center and a Boys and Girls Club next, what's the plan to coexist on that property with the rec center and the Boys and Girls Club? Nobody's had a conversation about that. So people can say what they want to say, but there are so many other questions to be answered. We all want a Boys and Girls Club. I think it's the best thing that could ever happen to Quincy. But I'm not going to be intimidated. I'm not going to be pushed in one direction or another. I'm not going to be bullied to make a decision because somebody says, if you don't make a decision, the right decision, you'll regret it. What is that? I'm not going to regret any decision I make up here because it's my decision. I'm not going to be strong-armed by the county. I'm not going to be strong-armed by citizens, because there are just as many citizens in my ear saying, don't do this, as there are the bullies that are telling me, oh, you better do this or your citizens won't vote for you. Look, I can only do the best I can do with what I have, and the information I have right now, it's incomplete. It's incomplete. So while the county is making decisions for the city, maybe you should have met with us face to face instead of throwing your rock and hiding your hand, because that's the way it feels to me. Don't send emails to us requesting that we have a special meeting. And it's really ironic that any commissioner up here would take direction like that. I would not do it. Check with your commissioners. We don't set special meetings dates just because the county wants us to have a special meeting. That's not how it works. We're 5 equal people up here. Everybody has the same vote, 1. So, again, I don't know what the real plan is here. But I feel like we put the cart before the horse. And unfortunately, when you do that, somebody gonna lose. Those are my comments.
Let's finish the discussion. Finish the discussion on that.
Did you not have comments, Commissioner Stevens?
I do have some comments. For anyone in this room, whether you're sitting out there or sitting up here, to faintly insinuate that I'm doing anything on behalf of a business owner in this town is wrong. It is wrong. I have suggested the Grave Street location because it is near the new school. According to Senator Simon, when I talked to him, the MLK location would have been the best location if the K-8 school was built down there, where the school board was talking about that at the original time, but the decision was made not to build it there. It was made to build it where it is being built. Okay? We'd have children in District 4, children who live north of Highway 90 that might want to use the Boys and Girls Club. And yes, they can go to MLK just like folks who live south of Highway 90 could come to Grave Street. I'm sick and tired of people writing that I represent Graves Williams. Mr. Private Investigator, this has nothing to do with Graves Williams. It's Graves Street. It is the property where the baseball field is, the t-ball field, and it would be a great asset right next door to the recreation department. It would probably make our rec department great again. Okay? The Boys and Girls Club would not have to build a gymnasium because we have one. And that gymnasium could be utilized by those kids. Could be filled up with those kids. That is the reason that I have asked, that I made the motion that I made. And it is for that simple reason. And you don't have to, agree. I agree that all of us up here agree we need a Boys and Girls Club. But people speaking half-truths and making insinuations about why I made the motion to have it at our city baseball field, it needs to stop, or some legal action is going to be taken.
Tonight, you had some comments. Call. Let's call. We're going to call for the vote. Ms. Bronson, would you do a roll call?
Commissioner Dr. Robin Wood, District 1?
No.
Commissioner Devontae Knight, District 2?
No.
Commissioner Ronte Harris, District 3?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Lance Stevens,
Yes.
District 4?
Yes.
Mayor Dr. Debbie Nash, District 5?
Yes. Motion did not pass. The next item is the budget deliverables from previous budget year. We had,
I believe this is a request from Dr. Wood.
Yes.
I also requested that information, not knowing she had also. But yes, you want to make a statement before I do?
Well, go ahead, it may cover what I was going to discuss.
Let's wait. There have been requests from residents of my district to know what it is we spent money on for the 24-25 fiscal year in terms of specific items that benefited the city, and that's outside of personnel, salary, and wages and benefits. And so I've requested that information. I think Mr. Ash has sent out something from his department. I've not heard from other departments in terms of what they have been able to achieve, including the number of grants and other avenues that they have investigated or pursued or garnered in order to just make our city better and to accomplish goals that our city may have. And so even moving forward, I wish that our budget will reflect the kinds of things that, and report out the kinds of things that we spend the city money on. Mr. Ash, if you could request from the other departments to give us the highlights for their, of the year, for their spending and expenditures,
Yes,
I would
ma'am, I'll do that.
appreciate it. Was that around the same thing you were,
Well,
or other
similar,
comments?
Yes, I was just going to say, I know I've asked, the finance director said that that was given to us prior, and I just want to know, was it given to us, or was it not given to us prior? Because, I still haven't seen it. And the budget deliverables, that should always come with the budget itself. You spend money, you tell us what you spend it on, it should just be a part of an ongoing process, so that we're not waiting to the end of the year going, oh, what do we spend, what do we deliver? We shouldn't have to do that. We should be able to know as you're spending, it's just like how much revenue is coming in, what are you spending? So I just wanted to ask, because I know when I asked this prior, it was stated that we had already been given the budget deliverable. So I just want to clarify, have we received them or have we not received them?
You have not received it.
But didn't we receive something from utilities?
Yes,
Didn't you
ma'am.
do something? So we received one from one department.
Now, back in
Well, this was
23, there was a document that was sent out that had the deliverables from the whole
But not
city.
for 24, 25, 23.
It'd be 24, 25.
25.
Okay.
Okay, so.
If you could provide that, really appreciate it. The next item is amendments and changes, and we sort of went over that when we scheduled the budget workshop, not knowing that who had done that. So we can discuss that when we discuss or have our budget workshops in terms of the upcoming amendments and changes and recommendations for the upcoming budget. Anybody have any other comments on that? City manager hiring, application and hiring process.
Yes, ma'am. I forwarded you the applications for the, that we received for the city manager position. We have 13 applications in whole. You have the, all the information that's been provided to us. A while back when this first came up, I actually forwarded you the process that was done last time. And last time they received over 80 applicants, and the HR vetted them to get them down to a reasonable amount. And I needed to know, does the commission really still want us to do that since it's such a small amount, or do you want us to change? And then I need a kind of the time frame of when you want to start interviewing, and then also citizen meeting makeup. You still want to go with the same procedure as far as the citizen meeting that was
Given the debacle that we've got going on in the utility and finance department, I don't think we can afford to wait anymore. I think we need to move forward and make an offer on a city manager. The citizens process last time may have worked for 80 people. I'm going to make a motion at this point that we move forward and make a offer on this job to Mr. Roger Milton.
Second. It's been moved in second. Let me state the motion. It's been moved in second that we end the process and offer the position to Mr. Roger Milton, the position of city manager. It's been moved in second. Open for discussion.
Now, I know I'm not HR, I'm not human resources, but I have not even looked at all the applications. We have not interviewed anyone. We have not narrowed the field. My recommendation is to narrow the field to 5 applicants and interview before we just offer someone a job that I've never even met. What do you mean, offering a job to someone that we haven't talked to, we haven't met? What, you're just looking at somebody on paper and you're going to offer a motion to hire somebody for the city manager? What are we running? And you didn't say interim, you said offer the job. That would be a different conversation. I don't even know if that's even legal to offer a job to someone that hasn't been interviewed. We have not vetted the process, have never met or talked to this person. I have never been anywhere where a person gets offered a job without even someone having a discussion with them. What about the other applicants? How unfair is it to the other applicants that there has been no consideration for them? Now, Attorney Roberts, maybe I'm wrong. Is there no law against this, or is this something that's done? I'm just trying to understand.
I have no information that I could give you to say that it cannot be done.
Okay.
No, I'll just leave it like that.
Thank you. I agree with the idea that we do need to expedite the process because we have some issues in City Hall that we need to tend to. Can we at least agree to vote and have an interview with Mr. Milton prior to offering him the job? I mean, can we at least have an interview with Mr. Milton as a commission?
Why just one person?
Well, I'm sorry. At least can we narrow the field and interview any of them? I think this.
There is a motion on the floor, and we have to carry out the motion. And if that fails, then we can come back with a.
Well, I mean,
If it doesn't fail, I'm going to look into it.
I mean,
Oh.
Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, is that at least an option for this commission to have an opportunity to at least see him and interview him prior to? I'm not trying to delay, and I'm not saying I'm against it. I just want to know can we at least interview him? I'm willing to come tomorrow if we need to, but can we at least speak to him prior to?
This city needs to move forward. This process has been delayed long enough. Mr. Melton is well known in this community, having served as supervisor.
I don't know him, so he may be well known.
Excuse me?
I don't know him.
Yes.
He has served our county well in the school board. He has handled budgets much bigger than ours and many more employees than we have. He understands our community. He knows our city. He, with discussions about potentially bringing the high school back into downtown, I think he would be very beneficial in those discussions. So, for those reasons, that is why I'm bringing him forth as a candidate, because we need to move on. Mr. Ash needs to get back to doing his job. And, we can vote it up or we can vote it down. I made a motion.
Discussion. Now, I want you guys to just consider,
Wood.
put it in, just think about it from your perspective. You have applicants who have applied for a job that has been advertised for over 30 days, and you're just going to pull one person out and not consider any other applicants and hire them. You're going to hire them. I have never spoken to this person. I don't know this person. I don't know what their background is. I don't know what their personality is. Have never met him. Do I know of him? Sure. But I don't know enough about him and any of the other applicants for that matter to just sit here and say we're going to hire somebody on the spot. You talk about negligence and irresponsibility. That is what this is. We should at least narrow the field, and you can do that in a matter of days and interview in a matter of a day. I just don't understand how we just pull one person out and recommend them to be hired, not even an interim, but a person that you're going to hire that we've never, well, let me put it in, maybe you all know and you've been talking to him, but I've never met him. Haven't interviewed, haven't asked any questions, not letting the citizens be involved. That's another issue I have. Just because you're in a rush. But you could take 5 days and get through this process if you really wanted to. You could take 3. But for me to agree to hire somebody that I don't know, have never met, don't know how they're going to interview, just because they're a person in the community, we went through that with the CRA. That is not enough for me, just because we need somebody. Yes, we do. But I am asking you as a board on this dais, just common sense tells us that you have just discarded every other applicant and chose one person because you think they're the best person for the job without giving anybody else a chance. And I just think that's wrong. And to be able to work with the city manager that we're hiring, I need to meet the person. I need to see how they're going to interview. I need to see what their responses are going to be to the questions. Some type of conversation. But I guess maybe other people have had conversations. Maybe I'm just the one out in the cold and don't know. I don't know. But the process is not right. We need to be very careful about the road we're getting ready to tread down. And everybody up here knows that that's not how you do things. We just get up here and change rules every time we want something. Why can't we stick to the process? We sat here maybe last year, whenever it was, you get a new contract evaluation system and interview questions for a city manager or a CRA manager. And we're just going to throw all that out the window and just pull an application out and say you're hired. A person who just applies. It's irresponsible.
Commissioner Dr. Robin Woods, District 1.
No.
Commissioner Devontae Knight, District 2. Commissioner Ronte Harris, District 3. Mayor Pro Tem Lane Stevens, District 4. Mayor Dr. Beverly Nash, District 5.
Mayor, I would make an additional motion to have the interim city manager and the attorney get with Mr. Milton and talk with him and bring back a proposed contract at the next meeting.
Do you have a salary? That was a range. I thought it was a range. Okay. 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 Didn't know if you had a particular number. Okay. Thank you. We'll deal with the range and maybe asking for a proposal, and we bring it back and it'll be voted on by the commission as to the exact number.
Commissioner Dr. Robin Woods, District 1. Commissioner Devontae Knight, District 2. Commissioner Ronte Harris, District 3. Mayor Pro Tem Lane Stevens. Mayor Dr. Beverly Nash,
No, it's 3-0. It's 3-0.
Last report we got a amount of $1.4 million in arrears. I don't know if that's the current, because that was given to us about 3 weeks ago. So I don't know the status of the arrears report as of today.
That would not be current, that would have been run at the time.
So can we get an updated
Yes, ma'am, I'll
version?
send you a report.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Stevens.
Will you add a accounts payable report to that as well? Because I never got one from that last time I requested it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
The next on the item is customer service policy and the peer review report and recommendations. Commissioner Stevens.
I would, since we have opened up an investigation into that area, I would suggest we just table this item for now.
I would agree, because that could potentially be a part of that investigation. So I will,
And then as much as Dr. Wood has left, I would move that we table the strategic plan discussion.
do we need a motion to table both of those?
You have a quorum.
Okay. Both are tabled. The customer service policy and strategic plan. We're down to comments with the city manager,
No comments.
city clerk, interim, city attorney,
No comment. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Mr. Knight, Commissioner Knight. Commissioner Stevens.
Board, interim clerk, thank you.
I have no comments. Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Meeting adjourned.